All right, welcome again. We are 1022 and Sunday doing the fast fire videos, take two. This is the second part. I think we have 45 tickers in each one. MGA, Magna International. Mobility Technology. Huh. Mobility. Okay. Very vague. They lost the neckline. They couldn't recover around 55, and that's the byproduct. Rallies are going to be sold, and they're going to test these. This is a good support, but how solid it is, I don't know. They have backup support. So starting point, yes. All in, no. I would take advantage of rallies. MIRM Pharmaceuticals, selling rallies. Assume it continues until the chart tells you otherwise. Okay, you have a lot of sellers around 30 and 30 and 31, between 30 and 31. A lot of sellers. If you take that out, you get to 32. But I think it's easier to come back and retest those candles below. So that you do have a lot of buyers at 27.50. I have to tell you that. So that getting to 27.50, you have a cushion here. I think it'll hold. But the P&L is awful, but as it is with a lot of those companies. Medical properties, more property trusts. So I would use rallies to get out. Oof. Yep. No touchy. Microsoft. What do they do? Okay. So Microsoft looks like the NASDAQ a little bit better, right? They haven't started breaking down. They bounced, defended, and they're close to a breakout. So taking out 340 will have a new high challenge. If you take out this candle from September 14th, you will challenge this one. Tall order. Earnings soon, 2 days. Otherwise, losing this one will get you to 284. So which would close out the NVIDIA pop. I don't like that they left that here. So I have an alert here to start, an alert here to go long hard. So if that happens, then awesome. If it comes down to here, that would not be my exit. Knee. So maybe this, what did they do? Next arrow. So I'm thinking solar-ish. Anyway, alternative energy. Not looking pretty. Find a fundamental reason to own it. The chart's not going to help you much. Chart-wise, 55 or higher, you may get to 59, and you do have support, and you better hold it. You lose 47, I can't tell you how low you go. You will probably be in the high 30s, 38. 2 days earnings. Oof. Netflix. Good reaction, not a starting point. Not to me. Why? Look at it. Neckline. They lost it. This white thing. And now they're trying to recover it. The neckline was here in contention for a while, right? Close longs. Entry. And then on a rebound, close longs. I was expecting a rebound. It didn't come until now, so close longs. All right, so it's not an obvious entry point. Let it drop down to 380. Or sell a put or put spread at 380 if you can't wait. Nike, I'm out of my longs. We took longs. They played out, even though they were boring longs. I think it were for January. This is not an obvious entry for Nike. Look at it. Look left. Huge selling things on top. Like everybody's stuck up here. So better on the way down when it comes back down to earth around 98, 97. Okay, so this one behaves according to our arrows pretty well. Maybe it wants to finish this arrow. Is this cybersecurity? No, cloud. All right, so they do have support, long tails, so they're hard buyers. So if we lose 527, I think we'll be in the high fours, low fives. We'll be down here. This arrow will come to fruition. This is probably the target they're seeking. I wouldn't go long. If I do, it'd be via credit put spread. Oh, wait, I wouldn't because earnings are in 3 days. Ta-da! NU, pretty good, strong performance. If they take this out, they're going to here. That's a big if. It's a pretty big line. See that? I don't know if the bears will let that happen. Maybe one more dip and then that. NVIDIA, look at that. They built a castle on air. Very precarious position. I know I did a video before and somebody took offense to me saying that. They said, oh, it does it all the time. I looked back. It hasn't done it. Not one time. Where it gaps up above a prior high. So the bulls have their work cut out for them. I mean, they have the advantage. Clearly, the market loves it. I would use rallies to get out, to be honest. If they lose 403, give or take $5, they could end up at 380, 360. There is a scenario even at 325, but we won't talk about that. Let's talk about the support just below here. Let it get lost. Rallies, I think, will be met with a lot of sellers into 450. The company's fine. I'm not saying against the company, saying anything against the company. Novo Nordisk. Easy for me to say. Healthcare. So is this the diet pill drug? Because it's doing well. Not an obvious entry point. Closer to 92, 93 would be better. You have a lot of sellers up here at 105 and a lot of buyers below 90. Who wins first? No clear direction. 11 days until the earnings. Oracle, a good company, doing what I thought it would do technically if it lost support, and it did. So what does that say? Volume void. Yep. There's no volume, and now see volume void. So this is a zone where it'll find buyers into 98. But they're selling rallies into descending channel. It's like an arc. What am I saying? I'm saying you could nibble longs, but not all in. Path, same. You could nibble longs into this bounce and stop out if it doesn't work out. I was long. I don't think I am still long. I'll double check. They're selling rallies, but now they may have, if they don't make a lower low this week and they come up against 1620 and hold, then it'll be exciting. Then it might be playable that way. This whole zone is supportive. The bears are in charge, but the bulls are trying to take charge. Okay, Pfizer. I wouldn't touch it, but now it gave you a range that should be bulletproof for now, and that's that white box. Huge sellers, huge buyers. Who's going to win first? Maybe they bleed lower a little bit, but they are selling rallies. Rally, lower low. Rally, lower low. Rally, lower low. Rally, lower low. Let's go from here to here. Wow. Are you kidding? See? This one and that one. So what if they do it again after a little chop? They chop a little bit and do it again like this. They go. Maybe that's it. Palantir. Okay, somebody did say, what do you think of Palantir and AI? They're not the same company. I'm long Palantir. I sold $12 puts and I made money with those. I'll go long again. I was long shares, but I got out of my shares. So this stock broke out. Let me take out all the lines. Broke out from this area. Is coming back to establish a base in this area. So through 15.2. Okay. If they hold 15.2, they can curl back up, take this out, and go to 21. But that is a long-term perspective. They reported in 11 days. I don't know what they're going to do. This stock went from point A to point B. This is 50% of it. Give or take a little bit is okay. So if it dips to 15, I would resell my puts because they're gone. They're in my favor, max gains. Okay, but I wouldn't do it through the earnings, I don't think. PTLO. What is this? Portillos. Don't know what it is. Okay, that's not good. it's completely in the hands of the sellers, and it's not holding support. It had support here, and this week they just let it go. So if they don't get back to 16, I don't know where they go. PXD, no way am I starting that here. This is a weird weird chart. It's going into prior fail. If I look left and ask myself, what happened the last time people bought it up here? Last 2 times people bought it up here. Unless they were quick, they lost a lot of money. So let it go. Maybe closer to 242. PayPal. What is freaking going on with PayPal? I don't have any longs in PayPal anymore. I closed all of my longs. They played out. And I've decided maybe I don't want to touch these. There's something going on in this industry that you and I don't know about. I don't know what it is. Cash App, is the government going to change the Cash App rules like for Venmo? What is going on? You know, I can tell you what's going on. This just broke it. That's insanity. It just broke the natural flow of the stock. So what am I doing? You have no recourse. You can go in on a P&L, and that's it, and hope it recovers in a few years. So if you twist my arm, I would sell a put, but we're going into earnings. And maybe when they fill this, what is that, 42? I would sell a put at the 40 area. Give me shares at 40. I would do that. So I will look at the earnings and see if I want to own shares. But, you know, anyway, the stock is just broken. RBLX. Remember when it was doing better, PayPal, Square was struggling, and now I think Square is doing better than PayPal. It's weird how they ping pong between the two. Nope, yeah, Lou, nope. The January 24 IRS will start to tax transactions over $600 per year in Cash App, PayPal, Zelle, Venmo. Wait, what? I need to stop that video for a second. All right, we took a detour. So the story is on PayPal. Let's go back to PayPal stock. The story is that there are some changes in the laws, in the IRS tax laws coming in 2024 that could discourage people from using those. Includes the Cash App, which is a huge part of the Square business, and PayPal, which has Venmo. Okay, so maybe that's what's going on. Roblox. Wow, good recovery. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is a pretty impressive gap, right? My experience is they're not easy to start, but boy, if you start it, you get half of it quickly. So I wouldn't be surprised to see it at 35, but it's going to take a lot to start it. 17 days until earnings. Buy the dip mode here. So if it drops back down to 30, you want to get long, I see it. If you're long already, I see it. If you took longs now for the breakout, I see it. Just put a stop loss. These guys got shellacked last week. I wouldn't touch them. This is a big rally that I couldn't explain, and half of it is gone. I think closer to 72 or 70 would be better. What is this? You can fit a bus through here. I don't like that. So actually, under 72.50, I would be interested from a trading perspective. Very choppy very choppy volume profile. I don't like it. Earnings in 4 days. Sentinel 1. Oh, but the ship is going down. Engaged provision endpoint security software. Okay. So support below, it better hold. And backup support if it doesn't. So 14.20 would be a good starting point. You have a lot of sellers into 18. If you take out 18, you have a chance of taking out this one or at least battling it one more time. StarBucks doing okay. Lower lows, lower highs over time. Is this the bottom that it hit? We don't know. So it's going into an area where sellers are. So from here, it's easier to come down to 93, 92.50 than it is to go up to 100. Earnings in 11 days. Maybe one more dip down into 84. I would be interested. I'm going to move this higher. A bunch of buyers. If it gets to 84 or lower, I would be interested. Pretty well. Okay. So if you look at it, they lost the neckline, head and shoulders, just like the S&P. I keep referring to the S&P so you can visualize what I'm saying about the whole market. I don't remember the number. 14. 14, we'll put it right here. How well organized is that? So they lost the neckline, tried to recover it, they couldn't. Tried to recover it, they couldn't. They're going to bleed until they hit the objective. SEDG, I'm not going to even cover it. I don't know what to tell you. It's just I almost cussed. Silver, I would be out. I was out. I said go long and it did this, and I said get out early, but I'm okay early. This is not an obvious starting point. Just from the fact that it does this. Oh, okay, we have that. So this is a repeat from here. I don't think it does it before a dip. I was going to say there's rally dip, rally dip, rally dip. So maybe down closer to 20. A war metal, I don't know. They don't use silver in bullets unless we're fighting werewolves. So I'm not sure. That would be an expensive war. Do they use silver in war? I don't know. Silverware. SMCI. Look at the gap and volume down here. Whoa, mama. I would not be long this stock. If the NASDAQ corrects, this one will make a beeline for 120. Maybe 150 first. In fact, I may want to short this. By short, I mean, please, buy a put or two. Okay, not short. And if you're short the market, you don't need to short this one. If you're selling rips in the market, you don't need to. Buying a put into support is not smart, so I'll have to figure out how to do it. Maybe credit call spread, but they're 10 days and then they report earnings. I don't know their business. It seems okay, so I'm not shorting their business. I'm just saying this chart looks pretty extended, just like NVIDIA. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it on NVIDIA. We'll see. Anyway, support at 229. If you lose it, I think you end up at 160. That's the story I'm saying. 320 is a catalyst up to a new high, but lower is easier. Looks like it. Snap, I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. That company management is less than impressive. Okay, let's do this. Rally. Lower low. Rally. Lower low, question mark. So if you take out 9.8, 9.9, you may get to here. You do have support, higher lows. So lower highs, higher lows, the fight is ongoing. The breakout is here. The opportunity is around 10. And they have plenty of support. Oh, earnings in 2 days. Okay. That should be interesting. Snow. This is a long with stops from a chart perspective. You go long snow with stops. Why? Because it's falling into support. The business is okay. Don't know much about it. Loses money, but the sales are fine. SOFI, same. Long with stops. Although I don't want to invest in SOFI here, it is tradable here. Long with stops. What does that mean? If I wanted to own 300 shares I'm investing, I take one. If it falls down to here, I'll add another one. And then I still have room to add another one if I want to. This way, I would be long somewhere down here rather than be stuck up here. So I would build myself a buffer. The stop means if I spend $500 and this stock loses this one and my investment turns into 300, I decide, okay, maybe 200 is all I want to lose. That's the mental stop. It doesn't have to be mechanical stop. Tradable, there is support. and it could bounce, and that would be the long part of it. Point A to point B, tactical long. I'm not like investing in it. It could turn into something. Yeah, that's not for me. Whew, my God. This pandemic, wow. Yeah, somewhere lies support, but it's just too old for me to get involved. Not for me. Sony. Really? People still trade Sony? Good support. You know, I can't tell you why it's not at 86 or 80.5. You could get to 86, but you also could get to 80.5. You're right in the middle. You pick a side, you're just guessing. If it gets to 80.5, if you come down to this zone, get long with an immediate stop. If you get long here, I think you're going to have a lot of sellers up there. So book your profits if you go long or short quickly. Spotify, good. This is an entry with stops as a trade. These blue lines, it's a wide range of consolidation buyers. They fell through it, bounced off of it, and now they're trying to ride the wave, the blue wave. So it is feasible that this one just goes to 144 maybe, but then cruises back up. Earnings in 2 days. Never mind. Oh my gosh. Square, up or down, up or down. Guess. I guess up. This one has a lot of business with that Cash App. And if they're changing the rules about the Cash App, this business might change. But they've already changed the stock so much. Right? So maybe they've absorbed it. So Square, long, maybe. They've already punished it. We'll see. Earnings in 11 days. When does PayPal earnings? 10 days. Maybe we'll go long Square or trade Square on PayPal's earnings. SYK. Who is this? Striker. What does Striker do? Okay, you have a lot of sellers above. Huge resistance into 276 and scattered support, wide zone of support. First buyers are at 262, second buyers are at 257, and then those. Long is fine as long as it's a controlled long. 11 days until earnings. AT&T reported and spiked. I would not have gotten long on the spike. Now it's bleeding back. It should have buyers at 15.1. So look at where it died. Not bad. So if they can hold this area, come back and start to come up, that's fine. The P&L is not that impressive, so I don't know what they said. Regardless, that people were expecting terrible things and it didn't come. Team, I will trade it again. If it falls to 170, I'll be a long. Up here, I'm not interested. It has a lot of support. It is a pivotal zone. Usually people go long here, but if the market lost its pivot, this one is probably going to lose its pivot. So these are necklines that it has lost or it's trying to lose. So the rally better get to 196 quickly and stay there. If it does, you avert lower. Otherwise, I think you'll have an entry below 174. Earnings in 11 days. TEVA. Yeah, I stopped trading that decades ago. That's an Israeli company, right? Is the skirmish in Gaza hurting its business? I don't know. So be careful. Support lies below. Anything below 7.8 is support just from the chart. I think it's weak until it gets to 7.8 or 7.75. Target. Okay, here we go. So now it has an opportunity to break out from 113 or break down from 103. I think it's either, fundamentally, it's easier to break out from 113. But I can't tell you why to go long or short here. It's literally in the middle of the playing field. If the markets recover, it will come up to 112.5. If the markets have a hard time, this one will be at 105, will be a long with stops then. Yeah, we'll skip this one, whatever that is. Probably a typo. TMUS, this also pays a dividend. No, does it? I was there last night. I spent money. Go long. Oh my God. Those people that work in there, they treat you like you're garbage, like they're like kings. You walk in and every young man in there has got, it was all young men working. Attitude through the roof. I said, is there a sign-in sheet? Yeah, when one person becomes available, they'll sign you in. That was the answer. Not hello, welcome to T-Mobile. No. Didn't even look at me until I addressed him. I don't think that's the T-Mobile of 5 years ago when they had the guy with the leather jacket leading it. There's no culture. It's just a bunch of jerks in the store. Anyway, can you tell I'm hurt about it? No, it just boggles my mind. If you own the store, wouldn't you say hello? Yeah. When somebody gets free, they'll sign you in. That was literally the answer. Anyway, so must hold 136, else 132.50. That's my take. And then same comment at 130. So if they lose this, they're in danger of losing that. Of course, this is a catalyst up, but oh boy, do they need to come back up there. So maybe they go to 140 and stall. 3 days until earnings. Never mind. Moving on. Tesla. Okay, so it is a better long here than last week. This downside has $45 in it. So here might be the target of this. The problem is, look at where it's at. You lose this one, the target of that one is down here. So what am I saying? If Tesla does this week, exit. Because it might curl back down and come back down to here. Might. Okay. Just know that. Pivotal zone. UNH. Woo-wee. This is the reason why the Dow is not collapsing. Did its thing and then some. So if somebody went long UNH here, they're not looking left. Not a starting point. It's not a good entry point to go long when you're just hitting prior fails. Buy it on the dip into the neckline and see if they want to make a higher high and make a new high. VF Corp. Wow. Death machine here. What? Yeah, not for me. Yeah, it looks like somebody's giving me. I have to tell you though, I subscribe to their most expensive plan, the Go 5G Go whatever. It's head and shoulders above anything else with speed and availability. Even in Mexico, I was getting full bars and good speed, and it's unlimited anything. It doesn't throttle down or anything. So I'm impressed with their new plan. It's $50 a line though. Okay, after discounts. Verizon, speaking of, I don't like that they lost this candle right there. They recovered it, but I don't like that they lost it. So I need to see them at 33 or higher. Earnings in 2 days. Oh boy. Phew. So T-Mobile and earnings and Verizon earnings are in the same week. I think this one day before T-Mobile. So coin flip, folks, coin flip. With the with the Apple cycle, I think they missed the quarter. So maybe it's a weak quarter this time, buy the dip for next quarter. So my plan is to stay out of these two, and if they dip on earnings, go long. WeWork. Avoid. This is a company that was cheating, right? Avoid. What? No, definitely not. Avoid. Exxon. WeWork. That's funny. Cybertron. You get funny jokes today. Okay, so what are we looking at? Exxon. You have a good zone of interest for me. 109 to 112. I'm rounding. Also dependent on price of oil and earnings on Friday, looks like, in 5 days. So I don't know what to do with the earning thing. The company's fine. It pays a little dividend. The earnings we're off the highs from COVID. The rally of COVID is what I'm saying. I personally like it better closer to 107 if I'm an investor. It's not a trader stock unless there's a headline that moves it there. So honestly, for me, I would wait until it gets a dip below 108. That's it. Ooh, okay, 2 videos will be posted soon.